Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.
So I guess after California, you played, I believe, in Italy and Spain.
Yeah. So straight after finishing my degree, I went to Spain my first year out. So I played in League Femenina 1 in a team called Zamora, which is like not far from Salamanca on the border of Portugal. So yeah, that was really good. That team is notoriously for taking loads of young people straight out of like college or wherever system from. Just because they like a deal, I think is how my agent put it to me.
Yeah.
They like to get those like the cheaper players because it's their first year out. But I mean, I was playing League Femenina 1, which is like one of the best leagues still in Europe, and it was then at the same time. So I just took the opportunity, and yeah, I lived with my housemate was from Bosnia, so a little bit of a cultural difference and stuff like that, but I loved it. Like I'm still really good friends with her, still really good friends with my other two mates. But yeah, and then after that, I played in Guernica, which is near Bilbao, so it's still in League Femenina 1.
Yeah.
The coaches out in Spain are like very intense, and Italy, to be fair, they're really intense as you expect. Very passionate about basketball.
They are.
But yeah,
I said they are very passionate over there about basketball in Spain, definitely.
Yeah, but I learned so much just from even my first year there. It was a big learning adjustment in terms of I'm not just playing college basketball now. I'm playing with like women
Pros.
Yeah, I'm playing with like big women. Like we had a 6'7" like big Slovenian girl on our team. So going up against her like in practice every day, like I was skinnier then than I am now. So yeah.
Oh, how was that like? What was that challenge like guarding someone like that?
Yeah, it's good. You just have to find ways to work for you. So what she had in like strength and just general power, like I made up for in my like weakness. So I would have to try and get the ball before she'd set herself. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You just find different ways to like combat different people, and because you work out of them every single day, you find their weaknesses. So if I like jab her here one down, like she's not going to catch that ball.
Oh yeah, definitely got like beat them. Be very strategic, I say, innit? Tactical, because you know you ain't got as much advantage as them. So after that, Italy, Spain. So talk us through what made you come back to Leicester, and then you know after coming back to Leicester, you also won the BBL trophy as well, WBBL trophy as well. The trophy cup.
So like I said, like I didn't play netball when I stopped playing netball when I went to college, and I thought that'd be it. Like there's no way I can take 4 years out and then just come back and do whatever. And basketball was providing so many more opportunities for me at the time.
Yeah.
And then my second year in Spain, my old netball club messaged me like, "Oh, we've had an injury. Can you come and play like the second half of the season?" Because netball season runs longer than the basketball, but starts later on as well. So once I finished my season in Guernica, I went to play for Mavericks, which is based in Hertfordshire. I mean, I was solidly against it when she first asked me. I was like, I'm not going to be able to play. Like, I've not played for 6 years. There's no way. So anyway, ended up doing it and said, I don't really want to do it again. Went to Italy. A girl that I used to play with before I left for America, netball-wise, was now coaching there, and they had injuries and asked if I would play the second half of the season once I was done in Italy.
Yeah.
And I said, like, if anyone else asked, like, I probably would have said no, but I played with this girl for a while, and she was like a just really good person. So I was like, okay, fine, like, I'll do it. It's nothing off my back. And then I did my ACL in the last game before the semi-final.
Oh.
And at that time, I've kind of been involved a little bit with the England program, stuff like that. So I was on like with them. And so after I did my ACL, I decided to stick with netball just because, well, not just because I was really enjoying playing at the time, but the support that I would have got from netball was 10 times more than I would have got from basketball in terms of getting my surgery quickly, getting my like rehab all done.
Yeah. So
I came back from my ACL in 7 months, which, no offense to basketball, but there's no way I would have done that if I had stuck with them at all.
Oh,
so
fair enough.
Netball's just got a much better system set up in terms of like finding the best people and just having a constant rehab system and all that stuff. But yeah, and so because of that, I'd been in Loughborough for a while. And then opted to just continue playing netball to see what it was, because I'd never given netball 100% before I left for the States. I was always doing a 50-50. And then when I came back initially, I was doing 50-50 like professional basketball, and then coming back and playing netball. And I'd never given it 100% and just thought, let's see where it goes. It just kind of happened. I did make ACL, which screwed up the plan, but I just continued with it just to see where it took me. And then I just kind of missed basketball, and I thought since my ACL, I never felt right. Like I never felt like I was playing in the same way that I used to play. So I thought, I tried everything, like changed my rehab, changed all the exercises I was doing, nothing really helped. And then I thought, well, the difference was I was playing basketball then, and I'm not playing it now. So maybe I can see if like riders will let me play with them. So yeah, long story short, I ended up at Riders this season.
Yeah. So it worked in your favour really, because you're playing for Loughborough and Riders, and they're right next to each other. So that kind of worked in your favour. How was that? How did you manage to manage that? You know, like there's been a few dual athletes in the past in other sports, but that managing that your netball season and your basketball season, how was you able to manage both of those?
With a lot of help, to be honest.
Oh really?
Like you said, that they're both based in Loughborough. So the Riders women don't play at Leicester Arena either. They play at the university. So the netball basketball offices is the same office. So the communication between them, like, it's ideal really, because all they've got to do is turn the chairs around and have a discussion about, what's Ella's schedule looking like this month or this week, or how's her loading looking and stuff like this. And instead of it being a phone call, they can always have face-to-face meetings whenever they wanted to. Really, it's just live in the same office. And then Loughborough has a really good base of like everything's joined, so all the S&C coaches, everything, like I'm training in the exact same venues. I'm training for both sports, so that was the only way I was probably able to do it at this level, to be fair. So just thankful that Loughborough's the right environment to do it in, and I happen to be there. So
oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. And you know, winning that BBL trophy, what was the emotions going through you, and what was you thinking winning that, like winning?
Yeah, it's not bad, you know, but coming back after a few years break from basketball and winning some kind of silver in your first year back. Yeah, it's a great feeling, to be honest. Like nothing really comes close to winning, especially like winning in the big games as well. And there was the whole like fiasco with Corona was just starting and stuff like this. So
gosh,
there was that kind of put a little bit of shade over things, but at the end of the day, it was just really good to go up there in the midst of everything and then come out with a win anyway. So that was a little bit sweeter.
And that left with the silverware. That's amazing. Again, you know, congratulations to you guys on that one again. And that, so moving. Also, I noticed you have a bit of Brixton in you.
Say that one more time. It broke up a little bit.
You have a bit of Brixton in you as well.
I've never actually played it. Well, I've played against Brixton and I've played in the rec and stuff like that, but I've never really been to many things in Brixton other than random tournaments and stuff.
I mean, like in terms of your other half, because he has a very yeah.
Yeah, I guess so, just a little bit.
Pardon?
Yeah, I guess so, just a little bit.
How has he been an influence to you in your career? How much has he driven you? And how
I mean, I was kind of far along in my career by the time we ended up re-meeting. So, but yeah, it is good to have someone that kind of understands like what it takes to be an athlete. Like the fact that you're not always going to be there because you've got to go and train. Like you have to do certain things to make sure that you're ready to go for my job, essentially. So some people wouldn't necessarily get that. And the fact that I'm playing sport for a living, some people would just think like that's not a job. Like you can't spend that much time doing it. Whereas someone like that, they understand it.
That's good. And you know, between the two, who's the better player?
Me.
All right. That's good. That's jokes. We're gonna there's a few questions always asked.
Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris. Everything Chris.